It comes as no surprise that Slammer will be leaving Thorpe Park. The ride has been closed for several years and was actually part of a dual installation from S&S back in 2005 along with Rush, which you can still find at the park, and it was plagued with a lot of issues. When it closed in 2017, it was the last of its type in the world, and there's only 2 park models that ever sort of graced us, to be honest with you. The first of its type opened at Six Flags Astro World back in 2003 before being removed after a park closure, so one of these did actually survive a move, which is unbelievable, before moving to Six Flags New England and operating right the way to the end of 2012. This huge structure swings riders around 100-foot radius, and it was really an intense ride, a really unique ride experience. And whilst many didn't like it because of certainly the leveling times it took to come back down, it really did provide some incredible thrills. As we said, Thorpe Park's ones opened in 2005 and survived right the way to 2017, actually opening at the beginning of 2017 before closing for the season only a month in. Reaching speeds of 30 miles an hour, this wasn't for the faint-hearted, but it did have a lot of downtime. Both models had quite a lot of downtime, to be honest with you. Balancing aside from either end, you would get it. It would very often get stuck at the top. It would very often sort of, hang. It had a lot of problems and probably spent 30% of its total open time down, which was a real shame. And that included closing early, that included extra maintenance, that included opening the season late, that included closing in the season late, 3 o'clock inspections. I remember it shutting for sort of 15-20 minutes. It was a real shame that we lost it in May 2017. However, S&S did discontinue the ride quite quickly, which meant Thorpe Park were having custom parts made for this ride for many years, and quite honestly, probably longer than what they should have done. Now, as we said, the removal comes as absolutely no surprise. We've kind of known it's coming. And it doesn't look like we're going to get anything new in that space. It actually doesn't look like the area will be landscaped, certainly for the time being. It was earmarked for future development back in 2018 when the park announced it definitely would not be reopening. And of course, at the moment, it's just sort of sat situ with the queue being used for various Halloween or Black Mirror attractions over the years. As you can see from the final images here, it does pretty much look like the ride is coming out, and it will just sort of remain fenced off for the moment. We were maybe hoping there would be sort of some seating area, potentially some picnic area or something like that. But, at the end of the day, the ride will be gone, and it is a little bit of an eyesore. The removal of the ride is planned between the 3rd of February and the 24th of February 2025, which means it will be gone before the start of the season. I would imagine if they are painting Colossus over the closed season, they usually stop that around about the January time, which is why they're most likely not removing it until then. But Slammer, last of its type, it's looked very ropey, sort of overgrown for the last couple of years, will be removed from Thorpe Park.